Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Olympia's Soiree. Just continuing Yosuga's route, and I think we just start the beautifully sinister chapter. Like, we got the chapter title card right as we ended the last part, so here we go. I'm going, Daifuku. Stay put here, alright?
Please wait! I want to go too!
Daifuku was squeaking loudly and extending his tiny arms toward me. Sorry. You want to come with me again today?
I'm worried about you, Hime.
I opened the cover of my bag to see what he would do. He immediately scurried inside. You know, actually, bringing Daifuku's not a bad idea, because, okay, so Daifuku just said, I'm worried about you. You know, the mouse is right to be worried at the amount of times we've been kidnapped and... Okay, well, I mean, we were almost kidnapped in Riku's route. We were kidnapped and assaulted in the bad ending in Tokasada's route. I don't really trust anyone. And so bringing Daifuku with us is a good idea, because they're not going to expect to have us to have a mouse, and then when we get kidnapped inevitably, because I feel like that's going to happen again at some point, right? Whether it happens today or, 2 parts from now or in somebody else's route, it's going to happen again. All right, let's be real, okay? So then Daifuku can jump out of your bag, scurry away, go run to Yomi and talk to Camellia and be like, Spacey got kidnapped! I'm just saying. Why do you think I have a bird? It's so when I get kidnapped, he can tell people. He's just not really good at talking, and he would never leave the house, and you know what? That's a bad idea. You're not really good as a messenger bird. Where are you? What are you doing over there? Hi. Neither one of you are good as messenger birds. You're cute, I guess. That's all right. No, but obviously my birds are good for nothing. They're good for nothings. They're good for being adorable and entertaining, and Neelix is good for just burb snuggles, which is just nice. But, but I'm just saying, because this mouse understands people and can communicate with Camellia. I'm just saying. This is our panic button, but it's a mouse. So, she doesn't have the car keys with the button on it. She got a white mouse. Close enough, so. Bring your rape whistle with you. Rape whistle. Wow. Rape whistle? Yeah. But, it's a white mouse. Something similar. You must like going out now. Well, keep me company then. It looked like Daifuku just bowed in response. You know he can talk and understand you, so... You know what I mean? I assume you know. You know that he can talk and communicate with Camellia, so you should make the assumption that... I feel like the logical assumption would be he can understand me. Or that should have been a question. Wait, he's saying all that? Can he understand us? Oh, cool. She doesn't understand him, so I understand him being like, ugh, and she's like, did you want to come? And he gets in the back. Oh, that's how you communicate with him. But, I don't know. I guess for some reason in my brain, I was like, she does know that he understands her. Maybe I was just, you know what, whatever. Anyway. I sure hope we have letters to deliver today, Daifuku. Oh, letters and a package. Is it candy? From Yosuga? Did he leave us candy? Camellia, where's Yosuga? Lord Yosuga just went to tidy up the garden. You can get there through the door in the corridor. Thank you. We know, we've been there. Didn't we already go out and see the tree in this route? As soon as I opened the door leading to the garden, a strong gust of wind blew. Beyond the pink petals fluttering through the air, I saw a certain someone's back. Where are the CGs? I don't think have we gotten any CGs of him yet in this route? I feel like we haven't. Yosuga, I felt so nervous just trying to approach him. We need a CG, goddammit. I couldn't speak to him as naturally as before. What's happening? Why am I so nervous? Yosuga's back was so close, yet so far. I slowly snuck closer to the cherry tree. Who am I supposed to deliver the completo to? You're the one who left it in the letterbox, right? Peito. That's for you. Enjoy them during your delivery. And think of it as a gift from me. I see. I went to carefully put the package inside my bag. I almost felt that they could melt just from the growing heat that radiated from me now. My hands were so hot and tense that I was surely melting them already.
This morning I spoke a while with someone who was dropping off a letter. It seems he didn't have the courage to thank you in person.
There's no need to thank me, really.
Now, I just accept it as their expression of reverence to you, and I must thank you again on their behalf. As you know, those who live in Yomi are the furthest displaced from the sun. Thank you for allowing their thoughts to rise to the surface.
God, you beautiful bastard. Such a way with words, too. He looked at me so directly that I couldn't gather my own thoughts.
Have you encountered anyone who's given you trouble?
Not yet. I only just started, after all.
If someone bothers you, by all means, let me know.
You don't have to worry. Let's pray nothing happens. You don't have to worry. It's like, oh, don't worry about me. Like, oh, no, it's let's pray nothing happens. Okay. I guess in this case, it's that you don't have to worry. It's like, don't worry about me. No, seriously, don't bother. Like, it's more off-putting. You don't have to worry about me. Then, oh, well, thanks for your concern, but don't worry. Don't let it weigh on you. You know, like the nice way of saying it, I guess. Spacey fail fucking Yosuga's route. Anyway, let's pray that nothing bad happens. I suppose we should. Why does this laugh so girly? Like, I can't laugh. Anyway.
I suppose we should. It is best to avoid trouble completely.
His gentle smile eased the lonely feeling I had yesterday that I didn't belong here. I must be so easy to please. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Yosuga smiled at me, I'd be pretty easy to please too. I'd be like, ha, everything is good. That's how I feel when I play Tears of Themis, and I listen to Jun Fukuyama's voice acting, and I just listen to his voice as Vin, and I'm like, everything is okay with the world. I feel so at home and safe and secure. That's why I love him so much. His voice is like a warm, comforting hug for your soul. To me, anyway. It's fucking weird. Don't judge me. I have to say, this tree is incredible. I changed the subject to hide my embarrassment. There's a cherry tree outside Doma's manor, too, but the branches look different from the one here. The petals continued to fall. Small petal boats drifted gently onto the surface of the pond nearby.
And this is a weeping cherry tree. Do you see how these branches hang down like pink tears?
I never knew there were varieties of cherry trees. I never knew there was a weeping cherry tree. Like a weeping willow, but a cherry tree? Because weeping willows are beautiful. And cherry trees are beautiful. And like a weeping cherry... My god. I thought weeping willows are like really hard to keep alive though, because they need tons and tons of fucking water. So like... You couldn't just like plant one in your yard because you'd kill the damn thing. Unless you had like a pond or a lake or something. I thought that's what I heard like 100 years ago. I don't know if that's true. Oh, look, I can barely keep my plants alive. Oh, shit. No, my plant's fine. It's not dead. Like, I can barely keep my plastic plant alive, so, like... The branches looked as though they were weeping pink tears. The trees silently rained petals down above us as we looked on.
Tsukiyomi planted a seed that drifted to the island, and it blossomed.
Do cherry trees grow so easily?
I wonder if it grew because he's an outsider. Do you remember? He is the embodiment of mystery and wonder. And this tree is in bloom throughout the year.
All year?
Yes, all year. I am lucky enough to enjoy it each day. I assume Yomi has something to do with it. This place is much different from the surface. Hey, what you doing, buddy? Come visit.
Cordoba said the same thing too, but I never thought a cherry tree could be in bloom with amaryllises. Suddenly, a single petal fluttered onto my lips. Before I could even move, Yosuga's hand drew near me, and my breath caught in my throat. My breath caught in my throat. Wow. My breath caught in my throat. I can't even speak because he's going to touch me.
Allow me.
CG, goddammit. Wait. Okay, yeah, but like, okay. God, he's beautiful. A flash of cold in the blink of an eye. Yosuga's slender fingers gently brushed against my lips, and the pink petal fell away. That short moment felt like forever to me.
I know this is rude, but when I first met you, I was amazed at how fair you were. I'd heard so much about you from Tsukiyomi, I felt as though I already knew you. I wondered over and over again how white this maiden really was.
My hands were getting hot again. No, my whole body was burning up. I mean, he's beautiful, so like, yeah.
Your skin and your hair are as white as snow. Though, I've not seen snow for many years now.
Well, it's mostly white, except for where dogs pee, and then that's yellow, and then you just don't eat that snow. Snow? I never expected anyone to compare me to something so beautiful. I wonder how I looked now. I prayed that my ribbon wasn't crooked or anything. She's like, how do I look now? Do I look good? Oh my god, do I have eye boogies? Do I have crust? Oh my god, what the hell? Relatable.
But the first person to praise you ended up being Asuma.
What was he talking about now? Why were we having this conversation in the first place? He's flirting.
I wonder who'll be the one to sweep away this fair, white maiden.
You. Absolutely. Yosuga!
I'm sorry. You're so easy to tease. Now, I should get back to work.
It's funny because, like, he's doing the, like, haha, I'm just teasing you. Like,
oh, who's gonna fall in love with you?
as he leans close and looks at you all sultry, and you're like, huh? And he's like, haha, kidding. But the thing is like, is he though? Is he? We're gonna end up in it. We're gonna end up married to the man. So like, you want to be like, no, but you don't know at this moment in time, even though we know the future, what this moment holds. So like, he could absolutely just be like, haha, I'm just fucking with you, and then all of a sudden he keeps teasing you, and then it's like, oh, I actually mean it this time. Wait, you know, and it kind of surprises him. Or he could be like, I am intrigued and I do find you attractive. And like, I'm not allowed to get married, but like, he's teasy flirty with you because he's actually interested. And then he's like, I'm just kidding, because like, he knows nothing can come of it. And also it's like, oh God, you know, think about it. You might joke and tease someone that you actually are interested in, like, haha, teasing, like, oh, I'm just kidding, because you're like, don't hurt me, because you're gonna say no or whatever. And in Yosuga's case, he knows he can't. Well, he's not supposed to be able to, but we gonna break the rules, bitch. So. And it could also be one of those too, like you're leaning close, like, oh, you really like someone, and then you're like, I'm just kidding! Gotta keep that wall up, you know. With that, he swiftly made his way back inside. It's just a matter of, does he actually find her attractive and have feeling? I'm sure he does find her attractive, beautiful hair, like whatever, but it's the, are you like the, not like, wow, she's pretty, or wow, she's pretty. There's a difference. Recognizing someone's attractive and being attracted to them are two totally different things. Does he just recognize we're attractive and then later realizes he's slowly becoming attracted to us? Or is he attracted to us and just trying to hide it at the moment, you know? Trying to pull it back. And then it just gets stronger. We don't know yet. We may never know. We know where it's going to go, so that's all that matters, I guess. Another petal fell on me, but this time I brushed it off myself. Wait a minute. Am I? Yosuga? Well, at least she's she's self-aware here. I took out the package from my bag and brought a single lavender competo to my mouth. It's sweet.
Hime, are you perhaps...
I'm sorry, Daifuku. I can't share these competo with you now.
No, I wasn't asking for one.
I'll buy you a Daifuku rice cake instead. Would you like that?
I knew it. Hime has become taken with Lord Yosuga.
Daifuku's a little more aware than we are of ourselves, but hey. I mean, she was just like, am I? Yosuga, wait. Okay, let's just pretend. Here's a Daifuku for you to make up for the competo, Daifuku. We have to go and get the letters inspected after this, so let's eat over here first. I spread my handkerchief onto the bench in the plaza and took Daifuku out of my bag. Beside him, I set down the Daifuku that I bought from the sweets vendor.
Hime, are you enamored with Lord Yosuga?
Daifuku was looking up at me as if he was trying to tell me something. What is it? Don't you like it?
I do like it, but Lord Yosuga, but... Oh, this Daifuku smells so sweet.
I gently rubbed his head and he finally started eating. He's like, I'm really concerned food. That's so cute. Daifuku, you used to live at the bathhouse, right? Near Yosuga? Tell me more about him. Oh, what am I saying? Camellia isn't here, so I have no way of knowing what you're saying. Too bad. I hope to learn some secrets about Yosuga.
I know something. I'm not sure if it really is a secret, but the men of the purple are...
The men of the purple are what? Why'd you interrupt him? Are you telling me after all? Daifuku squeaked at me for a bit, then went back to nibbling on the white rice cake again. The men of the purple are what? Are what? Excellent lovers?
It's no use. She can't understand what I'm saying.
But we can! Damn you, game! What the fuck? The biggest cock block. Anytime I have ever cock blocked you by being like, and then, we're gonna have to end this part here and you're gonna have to wait. It's never been a cock block like this. Damn it, game.
No, it's all for the best. I shouldn't be the one to tell her.
The men of the purple are what? Is there no one you've met so far who you believe would be good for you? You, Akaza. I still love you. I think I finally found that person. I put another Kampeito in my mouth. It's cute. She's like, I can't share this with you, Daifuku, because he gave it to me as a gift, and I have to treasure it, and I can't share it. Hey there. Akaza's at Ishana 10, so I'll be checking your letters today. Good morning, Lady Olympia. I'm assuming it's Kanan. I don't know. I arrived at the office as usual and was greeted by Kuroba and a young man I had never met before. Oh, okay, just a random person. Oh, Akaza's secretary. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, we've met Tatsugi, but not in this, I guess. Let me introduce you. This is Tatsugi of the Cyan. He's Akaza's secretary. I am indeed Tatsuga. Very pleased to meet you. Tatsugi, pleased to meet you too. I bowed to him. So, what happened to Akaza? Why would he be summoned to Ishanaten? No, he's not on trial or anything. It's part of our job to act as jurors. Oh, I think I've heard about that before. So, what have you got for us today? I have one each to red, the blue, and the yellow. If you wouldn't mind checking them... Then, please excuse me. Well, the Kotawari's got a lot of odd jobs to do. Family registries, job management, acting as jurors, taking minutes, transporting and assessing wreckage, all those pesky things. And preserving the white bloodline? Come on, stop that pouting. You got a permit out of it, didn't you? You're free to go to Yomi whenever you want. I suppose so. I appreciate it. I almost forgot. Kuroba, what happened with my blood sample? She's like, I almost forgot! Kuroba, what happened with my blood sample? There's a lot of exclamation points in that sentence. Huh? Oh, it didn't help? I can't be sure of the results just yet. Research isn't the type of thing that wraps up overnight. Well, if you need more, let me know. I can give you all the blood you need. I appreciate your help, but no matter how healthy you are, I can't be drawing your blood every day. I may ask for more in about a month. Should I eat plenty of food rich in nutrients? You're real funny, you know that? Well, pardon me. I only asked because I want to help. Well, it's better to eat healthy food than not. Make sure you balance meats, fish, and veggies. Health's important for giving birth, you know? Whoa! Step the fuck out of my uterus, Kuroba! What are you, a doctor? Oh, wait, yeah, never mind. What's this? You've got a mating partner already? It's just, okay, it's weird, like, it's like, oh, you can find yourself a husband. Okay, stop calling them mating partners and intercourse and, like, just, it's weird. It's too clinical. It's like, I feel like we're playing a fucking Vulcan game where they're like, we will be having our mating ritual and then we will have intercourse so that we can procreate. What the fuck? And it's very mechanical. Like, stop. Stop it. Just stop the clinical mechanicalness. It's weird. It's disconcerting. We're in this game like, we're looking for a mating partner to breed with. What the fuck is happening? Stop. There's really no way to make that sound sexy, I guess, but, or just, you know, not as, off-putting, I guess? Like, what? That's so rude and uncalled for! Tatsuki can hear us! Oh, I'm used to Lord Kuroba's jokes, so... You shouldn't get used to his jokes. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anyone in mind yet, but... Well, mating? I comb the hair in front of my face with my fingers to hide my embarrassment. I mean, I'd feel that same way if someone was, like, talking about, like, yeah, so you two guys gonna go mate? Oh, wow, weird, gross. I think I would also feel weird if someone was like, yeah, you two guys gonna go get it on, or say anything, because that's, like, that's my own personal business, stay out of it. It's not something I care to share, but, like, it's just more disturbing if people are like, oh, mating. Ugh. I mean, yes, factually accurate, but also just... It's just so weird. It's off-putting. It's all I can come up with. It's off-putting when you say that. It's like, oh, thanks. Kaza and I want to do our best to honor your rights. We're not going to force you to get it on with someone for the sole purpose of breeding. Stop it! I'm not a lion in a zoo! Jesus! I mean, I guess in the sense of this game, we kind of are, but like... But don't forget you're the last remaining white. If you don't have any children, it'll mean the end of the bloodline. Good! Stop talking about mating and breeding. I'm not a fucking giraffe. Jesus. Oh my god, we're like a panda. That's what it is. They're like, we have to force you to mate, otherwise, because you're too stupid to do it on your own. And like... Pandas are cute but stupid, aren't they, huh? I understand. Really. Please stop talking about mating and breeding. Well, at least Haku might avoid you like the guys at the plaza do. First you say I'm invincible, then you call me a magnet, and now this! I'm not gonna lie, there's too much Kuroba in Yosuga's route, okay? Like, I'm not complaining, because Kuroba's kind of great. But like, Kuroba, I'm gonna need you to stop and be sassy in your own route, okay? Because I can't handle this. I love you right now, like... He might not be the person that I was drawn to, or one of the three characters I was insta-drawn to from playing, the, like, right off the bat. Like, yeah, these three. But, like, I'm not kidding when I say that, like, I'm pretty sure in real life, if there was someone like Kuroba, I would fall for him pretty fast. Because he's just got the personality that you're like, you're such an asshole, but I love it. Like, he's not even an asshole. He's teasing and he jokes around and he makes these jokes, but you're like, you're just like a funny bastard. Like, I don't know why. It's endearing and I like it. So he would actually probably have a real-world personality that I would find attractive. I actually find it attractive in the game, too. My eyes were not insta-drawn to him. I still think he's beautiful. It's probably a little the short bangs. They did it, he's almost got the Yamazaki hair from, like, Hakuoki, and, like, Yamazaki was so adorable and wonderful, but they ruined him with the hair. Like, there was actually, like, I think the art before the game, like the initial art or whatever, and he had better, and it was like, why? They kind of ruined Sonen's hair too, because he had long, glorious hair, and then they chopped it and like, whatever, but anyway. Kuroba's is not that bad, but it's, at first, it's like, it could have been better, but it's actually, it's growing on me. All of Kuroba's growing on me, but Kuroba, I'm just gonna need you to back off and go into your route, okay? Because you're distracting me from Yosuga, and that's not how it works. Normally, in every other route, I should be distracted from the love interest I'm not interested in. You know? Like, what's his face's route? Can't even remember his name right now. That should be distracted. I'm usually like, we're in a route. This character's not my favorite. There's my favorite character. I love you. Like Akaza showing up. But he's in the background. But Kuroba's just like, he's taken over. I feel like we've seen more of Kuroba than we have Yosuga. Stop it, Kuroba. Wait for your own route. Anyway. Those were compliments. Well, looks like all three are good. Good luck with your deliveries. I do love him, though. He's fucking sassy. I actually do like, though, because, like, we've seen a little bit of him here and there, and he seems fine. But, like, this is the most we've talked to him, I feel like, throughout the whole game. So it's actually kind of nice to get a little bit of him before you get to his route. You know what I mean? When the hell are we going to see Himiko? Like, that bitch was like, stop somebody from hurting you, was going to kill this guy, and then never seen or heard from again. He's a mystery. Having children. I gave a deep sigh after leaving the Kotawari. Well, everyone keeps saying that to me, so it's not like I forgot, but before that happens, I need to first find a husband. I somehow managed to cheer myself on and began making my way to the Red District when... Oh, this fucker. Good day, Olympia. I feel bad for you, because, like, I understand, like, all of the shit that went into making you, like a raging asshole. But you're still a raging asshole, and I can't like you. Especially after what you did to your brother, and what you made your brother do to me. And what you made me do to your brother. It's wrong. Do you mind if I bother you for a moment? Absolutely, I do. If it's about my search for a husband, nothing has changed. Come now, why the cold shoulder? Because I know what you did to me in other universes. Actually, and in this one, she has no reason not to trust him aside from he released that article. And yet she's like... It's almost like she knows what happened in the other... Oh my god, is this like some kind of like weird where like Riku's everything already happened. Riku and Tokusada, those things existed, and that's why all of us... Because, like, in the very beginning, it was like, oh, Kanan, I'm kind of mad at you for doing that article, but then, like, okay, well, whatever. And then she doesn't really trust him ever. But this is, like, straight up, like, we haven't run into him at all in this route. And it's just, he wrote that article, now she's like, fuck off. Like, her hate boner for him is a little bit stronger feeling right now with that look on her face than it was, like, even in Tokusada's route. And she's like, I don't trust him. Yeah, he seems sus as fuck, but she was still at least polite. And then he pointed a gun at you, and you were still just like, yeah, I don't trust him, instead of being like, fuck that bitch. So I'm just saying this anger seeming is like not unjustified, absolutely justified, but it's also a little strange. Because he has only done one thing to make you, like, kind of angry at him, as opposed to all the other things he did in Tokusada's route, right? Anyway. I have nothing to talk about. You sound as though you're proud of it. And don't you need to find someone within a year to preserve the precious white bloodline? I still have 11 and a half months left. It's been 2 weeks! Then, might I confirm a rumor I've heard about recently? What rumor? Rumor has it that you've been frequenting the bathhouse in Yomi and getting friendly with its proprietor. Be like, Yosuga's my friend and I talk to him, what? What a lovely worried expression. You can't conceal your thoughts at all. You're mistaken. I was just, surprised, that's all. Jigoku Dayu of Shikinjo, Yosuga of the Purple, is famous for his beauty and charm. I mean, he is beautiful and charming. I can only assume his sweet words could easily deceive a naive girl looking for love. What? You're making him sound like some villain. That was definitely not my intention, but I must say I'm worried about you. This Jigoku Dayu bears the sins of the purple and is prohibited from sexual intercourse. I was gonna say something really awful to Kanan right then, but I'm just not gonna, cause like, look, you've been through some shit, Kanan, but like, keep pushing that fucking line, and I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. For him to try and get on your good side, perhaps he's planning something devious. Like you? Takes one to know one, fucker! You don't know him! He didn't do anything wrong, and you don't know him. Both absolutely... I feel like he didn't... Yeah. I was like, I feel like he didn't do anything wrong is probably the right answer, but you don't know him is also valid. But this is more, you know, he shouldn't be blamed for the purple. The spread of Haku among the purple wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. Olympia, let me give you a warning as someone who works to discover the truth. There are many things in this world you don't know. About the island and about that man. So is the truth what you said earlier? That he's deceiving me? It would be wise to listen to advice. At the very least, I can tell you that I know far more about him than you do. You are of the precious white. Please do be careful. The funny thing is like, normally if some Kanan was like, yeah, you have to be careful, like, don't trust him. Well, you know, but we know that you can't trust Kanan, so, like, I'm sorry. He literally could have killed 12 people, and I'd be like, he's still more trustworthy than you. Seriously, this is all so terrible. Just because he's in Yomi, and just because he's bearing the sins of the purple, people are treating Yosuga like he's evil. And even if he was, he's still probably a better person than Kanan. I'm just saying. Somebody's gotta love the villains, right?
He said your hair is as pure white and beautiful as the snow.
Sure, he did sound sweet, and he may sometimes sound like he's seducing me, but he can't be a bad person. He was so gentle with Camellia's spring, and he was teaching Asua too. Plus, okay, this is like what Kanan said. He's seducing me. He's prevented from, Kanan's words, sexual intercourse. Not, he can't get married and have children. He can't breed, right? He can't bone anybody. So him seducing you for what purpose? Nefariously to seduce you so that you secretly have sex, and then he, like, what? Then you're gonna have white kids, because that's what's gonna happen. It's not, purple's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? He's not breeding purple with us, so. But, like, kind of have to feel like that would get you executed. Like, I don't know. Like, and, like, because it almost seems like there's really no birth control here aside from abstinence. Listen, you guys, I'm going to need you to invent condoms and birth control. I'm just saying, like, just because, come on. Like, you've seen what happens when you're like, you're only allowed to love this small group. Everybody's throwing their love around wildly. You are not allowed to use your genitals. Everybody's throwing their genitals around. I'm just saying, come on. Just, come on. Anyway. I really do. Sorry. Can't help it. Kanan being such a dick. He's not allowed to have sex. Yeah, well, at least he can. Oh, did that hurt? Oh, that was so mean. It was too mean, but Kanan kind of deserves it a little bit. I couldn't help it. I know, I was like, I'm not going to say what I was thinking, but I had to. It was just building up inside of me. The evil had to come out some way. So, there you go. But, like, she doesn't know that at this point, but listen, Kanan. If you don't dish it if you can't take it. Here I am again. After finishing my deliveries, I returned to Yomi, even though there wasn't any reason for me to be here. It's going to be funny, because then you're going to say something about Kanan, and he's going to be like, I don't trust him. Yeah, legit. I really don't have the luxury of spending so much time here. And if Yosuga's prohibited from mating, then he couldn't be considered a candidate as my husband. Even so, I couldn't stop myself from going to see him. Olympia! I looked up and saw Kaina waving as he ran toward me. Good day to you, Kaina. See, like, Kaina's sweet and wonderful, and we love him. We can't ever date him, though, even in a fan disc, like I said, because his love for Sanami is too strong, so. Has Kanan given you a reply by any chance? I saw him just a while ago. I'm sorry, not yet. I'll remind him the next time I see him. Sorry, you don't need to apologize. I guess I'm just anxious, that's all. I'd be like, yeah, I just saw him and he didn't even mention you at all. Interesting. Maybe we shouldn't trust this asshole. Well, it's only been about a week. Wouldn't hurt to wait a bit longer. Kaina's like dead inside now. Poor thing. Kaina was smiling brightly with the mark of a criminal etched upon his cheek. Kaina fell in love with a woman from the Otsu. He fell in love with someone he shouldn't have. Like us. Yosuga's prohibited from the act of mating until death. Well, we'll just have to kill him and bring him back and then be like, he technically died? He flatlined for like 3 seconds and now, so technically, he was prevented until death. He died. Now he's alive again? That ban stops. I'm just saying technicalities. Did you write that? Is there a contract? Do you have it written down? Yeah. Lawyered. What's the matter? Is there something on my face? Oh, it's the criminal's mark. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't joke about that. It's okay. I'm sorry, I really am. But you don't have to worry about me. Just think of me like everyone else does. Don't say that. You're more than that. I mean, you're the one who inspired me. Inspired? You mean the letter? Yes, of course. Well, I'm a little embarrassed, but the guys at the dorm are happy about it. You can count on me to spread the word. Thank you, and you can count on me too. Gotcha. Well, I better head back. See ya. Bye. This is where she's like, oh, your brother just said some awful things, and he's like, oh, my brother's a dick. I feel like Kaina's still like, I love my brother, but I'm pretty sure he's a douche. Such a good boy. He looked so happy. But I'm sure it's just him putting up a front. The only person around me who had actually fallen in love with someone was Kaina. At least, as far as I knew. Falling in love. The completo that he gave me was the sweetest thing I'd ever tasted in my life. Just wait. The sweetest thing you'll ever taste in your life will be him. Okay. But I tried not to dwell on why that was so. Because you love him. I can't choose Yosuga to be my husband. But I should be able to choose anyone I want from any color class. What in the world am I saying? I wanted to sink into the ground and disappear when I realized I had said it out loud. I doubt Yosuga has any real feelings for me, though. Oh, that beautiful CG again.
I wonder who'll be the one to sweep away this fair, white maiden.
You. I mean, he did say that to me. As I was about to walk to the bathhouse, I heard a struggle taking place in one of the alleys. No! Please, stop! I can't! That voice. I could hear Masuhana's voice from the alley. I snuck closer and took a peek at what was happening. Oh. We won't know until you give birth. I heard you're made of the good stuff. As a woman of Yomi, you should be grateful to have sex with a blue like me. There's no greater honor. Oh my god, okay. I was like, is Masuhana pregnant? He's trying to steal her baby. No, he's trying to make her pregnant. Okay, that's worse. And then steal her baby. At first, I could hardly believe my ears with how awful and repulsive his words were. I've already told you no. I could never do such a thing. Just shut up and sign the agreement already. Oh, okay. Well, at least he's not forcibly trying to assault her. He's forcibly trying to make her sign an agreement. Cool. Is she pregnant? She wasn't the pregnant one. No, I will not. I was ready to pounce on that man when...
I'll take care of this.
Huh? I turned as he whispered in my ear, but he had already made his way past me and was standing between Masuhana and that man. God. I just want to hear Yosuga whispering in your ear.
I'll take care of this.
Oh!
Lord Kyora of the Blue, I never imagined you were this selfish.
You're...
She has indicated a clear refusal of your offer. Should you continue to force her, I will use my authority to revoke your permit.
Revoke his permit?
If you'd like, I can revoke it now and throw it into the canal there.
Uh.
And do I have your word that you'll never go near her again?
Huh. Lousy Yomi scum! The man spat out his last insult and walked away. He's just jealous because Yosuga's way hotter than he is. The only ones left behind were... I'm truly sorry, Lord Yosuga. Large teardrops fell from Masuhana's eyes. My cowardice has caused trouble for you again, Lord Yosuga.
Masuhana, you're not a coward at all.
I just can't... I don't want to bear that man's children. That man's children? So I wasn't just hearing things. I'm sorry.
Besides this, did he do anything else to you?
No, things are fine. For now.
If you have any doubts, you're welcome to stay at my place. And the kitchen and the laundry room are sufficiently out of sight of the guests.
I'll think about it. I do have Yosuga to look after.
Ah, that's right. If you both need a place, come and see me.
Thank you very much. God, he's so wonderful. Unless you're on his bad side, then he might stab you. But, like, we're not going to get on his bad side, I don't think. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not. Masuhana bowed to him, then gasped when she saw me standing nearby. I'm truly sorry, Lady Olympia. That must have been an unsightly thing to you. Yeah, that guy's a douche. Don't worry about me. That man from before... Masuhana quickly turned her face away from me. No! This is something that should be discussed with you. Please, what you just saw, please just forget it. Masuhana, I'll be fine. Thank you again, Lord Yosuga. Now, excuse me. There was no way I could chase after her with how frightened she was. Yosuga gently patted me on my shoulder as I watched her run away on shaky legs.
I see your inquiring mind wishes to know. Then, how about some tea in my room?
Yes, thank you. The tea Camellia prepared was as fragrant and delicious as usual, but it didn't seem to lift my spirits.
Are you aware that our precious primary color classes on the surface experience great difficulty in bearing children?
Really?
The higher the class, and the lower the birth rate. The blue, in particular, have it the worst. And the noble power of Batsu must be preserved, no? But their tendency toward inbreeding has weakened their blood.
Yeah. Like dogs. Inbreeding all those dogs. And then they're like,
my dog is beautiful, but it has all these health problems.
Stop inbreeding them. God. Damn purebreds. Mutts are better. They're healthier.
And they're just cute and lovable.
Anyway. It is customary in the blue to verify ancestry to determine whose family has borne the most blue offspring. I miss you, Riku. We haven't seen you in a long time. Does he know that too? No, it's none of my business. I shouldn't pry.
When it comes to humans, our offsprings do far better when born from distant bloodlines. When close bloodlines mate, the result may be brilliant. However, the odds of abnormalities in stillbirth are undoubtedly high. The idea that purebred children are inherently better is archaic at best.
Hi, literally, this is like, stop making purebred dogs. This game is like a spokes game for like, why you just stop with the pure breeding animals. Like,
our ignorance may have executed our actions in days past.
Oh, excused. Sorry.
Our ignorance may have excused our actions in days past. But given what we know now, it's nothing short of foolish.
It's like I see the EA and just executions just pop to mind. I don't know.
Ironically, though the children of Yomi are born unsightly, and they are often healthier and far more robust. So what might our dear friends on the surface be thinking?
Wait. I was disgusted just imagining it. But I could only come to one conclusion after hearing what Masuhana said earlier.
Why not blend instead with the mentally and physically healthy women of Yomi?
Blending! The mixture of colors in Yomi is far healthier than those on the surface, who suffer negative effects from inbreeding. Some men take advantage of this and attempt to blend with the women of Yomi to produce their offspring. Okay, saying blend is so much better than breeding and mating. So there you go, Yosuga. Blend. We want to blend. It's awkward, but it's still better than breed and mate. I don't feel like a fucking animal in the zoo when you say blend. I literally feel like a smoothie. Or paint. But, you know, since we're color classes, we're kind of like paint. Stop! I instinctively covered my ears.
Frighteningly ludicrous, isn't it? They exile those who defy the class system as Hazushi, and then scour that very prison for women to bear their children. It seems our dear surface dwellers have become overwhelmed by their self-imposed mission.
I clenched my fist tightly on my lap. I couldn't conceal my frustration and sorrow. I've never heard of the Hazushi before.
An affectionate nickname, referring to those who have shamefully stepped off the honorable path and brought shame to their families.
Hazushi. What a horrible word. I somehow held back my frustration.
Masahana used to work here, and but one day a drunken customer dragged her into his room.
What?
Fortunately, I made it in time to save her. Do you know what he said? That he could do anything he wanted to unsightly women. So I broke one of his arms and burned his permit right before his eyes.
I like how he's smiling. Look at his fucking face. His face is just like... He just has such a sweet smile on his face. Like,
I broke his arm. I'd have broken his fucking leg, too, but no.
Oh, I love you. A shiver ran down my spine. His smile was so cold, yet so beautiful. Yeah, no, like, it's so endearing. He's like, "Eh." And I can't, you'd be like, that's horrifying, but I'm kind of with you.
I've made it my mission to protect the people of Yomi. I sincerely believe it's my role here as Jigoku Dayu. Or perhaps it was merely a role I wanted. How can you be so sure I'm not a bad person?
Doesn't make you bad because you were stopping a rapist. I mean, you broke his arm, which isn't great, but like, the guy was gonna rape her, so like, go Yosuga? He wasn't joking back then. He could easily hurt others without hesitation. He would be unmerciful in protecting those important to him. I don't know who Yosuga is at all. I felt so pathetic that I lost all my strength. I should have known. The military and the Kotawari meant nothing down here where the exiled were sent. Justice without power meant nothing. This was the world he lived in now. I'm sure he doesn't want to return to the surface. Yosuga's already found a role to fulfill here in Yomi. I'm just getting in his way.
Mazuhana likely didn't want you to know, which is why she ran away. But you wanted to know what happened, didn't you?
I did.
And after hearing the truth, you'll not look down on her, will you?
Of course I wouldn't. I'd never do that. It's not her fault. I'm gonna look down on her because some dude is a douche canoe and tried to molest her? Like, honey, that's not how it works. I will kick that guy in the nuts when I see him. You know what? Better yet, I'm gonna nut punch him. It's gonna be like, hey, get down on my knees and punch him real hard in the nuts. Straight shot. Not gonna be able to use that for a while. Yeah, I'm just saying. I could never do that because, like. But man, it's nice to just imagine. Anyway. Yosuga's eyes narrowed with a satisfied look.
I've grown to expect nothing different from you. With your admiration of Masuhana's hair and your compassion for the people of Yomi, I sincerely welcome you with an open heart and respect.
He's down here like,
You like the people of Yomi. I protect them. I think I want to make you my Yomi bride.
like, he's like, you should be the mistress of Yomi while I'm the master of Yomi. It'll be wonderful. Yes. Let me just sign the fuck right up on that. Where's the line? Let's go. Hearing that from him made me so happy. But I had to shake my head in response. I'm sorry, I really don't know anything. You've already found your place here, but I was selfishly trying to find a way to bring you back to the surface.
But I'm very happy that you wanted to do something for me.
The cold smile from before was no longer there. He was back to the kind Yosuga I knew. You're simply amazing. He was far ahead of me in so many ways. I was overwhelmed by his firm sense of resolve.
I'm not amazing at all.
His eyes clouded for a moment when... Lord Yosuga, I'm sorry to interrupt. We've got a drunk out here causing a ruckus.
I'll be right there.
He quickly stood up, then turned my way.
I must be going now, but do not be in a rush to finish your drink.
Thank you very much. Oh, crap. I'll take my time then.
I'll see you later.
I let out a huge sigh the moment he left. I nervously looked around the room. It's no use. I don't want to admit it, but is he really the person I want to... No, but he's prohibited from mating. I mumbled words to deny the hope that sprang up in my heart, but just being in his room made me feel warm. And then he comes in and she's just like sprawled all over his bed, rubbing her face in his pillow, like doing weird shit. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. So, your place is in Yomi. With that, I encountered a new thought. He wanted to protect the people of Yomi. In that case, I wanted to help him here, too. But what use is it, thinking about that? I need to look for a husband, and I have my deliveries to make. I don't have the time to be helping him. I looked around the room again with my lukewarm tea in hand. Daifuku's just like, lady, open the bag! He concocts medicine here and sleeps in this room. Oh, now we go back to that first CG. Hey.
My fair lady, might I tell you your love fortune?
Could a love fortune possibly lead to this result? Of falling in love with the fortune teller himself? That's actually like, there's something about that just like, that is just like an amazing like writing prompt. Like, could a love fortune possibly lead to this result? Of falling in love with the fortune teller himself? And then it's like, now write your fucking love story, write your novel off that. I want to read it. I want this novel. I mean, this is what we're playing in this Otome game, but there is just something about that. Those would be killer fucking opening lines in a goddamn fucking novel. And then you're like, what? And then you're reading this story and they're going on this crazy adventure. And then they're just like, he's like, of course, exactly like Yosuga, beautiful, but like not quite trustworthy. Like he's gonna help you, but like he's also got some like, he's beautifully sinister. Hi. I mean, it's perfect. Oh my god, I just want this in novel form now. Someone write a young adult novel like this. Okay, let's go. Write it and send it to me. I want it. But allow me. Huh. It felt like dumping water on myself to cool down. A certain image just crossed my mind. The image of him touching me. I never knew I was so indecent and lustful. I mean, I feel like Yosuga kind of makes me feel that way too. Also Akaza. Also Doma. Also Sugiyomi. Also Riku. Huh. I mean, I guess in theory, with the amount of men in my man harem, nobody else is surprised. They're like, no, duh. Only in my head. Like, in reality, no. Like, but like in my brain is like, just indecent, lustful whore, isn't she? Or he, the gay man in my brain, is just an indecent, lustful whore. That's why we like to look at our pretty boyfriends. Anyway. This is so embarrassing. I don't think I can cool off, even if I jumped into a whirlpool. Don't jump into a whirlpool. Hold on, I got like a string and it's driving me crazy on my shirt. Oh my god. It's like stuck on me. The sensation of his finger brushing against my lip returned. What on earth is happening to me? I've never once thought of someone like this. Really, what's going on? Maybe being in this room is somehow making me think strange things. There's some kind of like scent in here. It's like, oh, it's an aphrodisiac. I finished the remaining tea in my cup and quickly made my way out of the room. And that's why he's like, take your time. Let the aphrodisiac that I put in the tea and in the room sink in so you fall in love with me faster. Shady bastard, I love you. You didn't have to do that. I would have done it on my own. I sighed repeatedly as I leaned against the moon dial. Maybe it would have been better if I didn't know how I felt. Maybe what I'm feeling now isn't love. Considering his mission, it'd be best if it wasn't love after all. It makes no sense to fall in love with a man I couldn't take as my husband. My mission is to find a husband and bear children to preserve the white bloodline. Okay, but like, here's the thing. You're like, I can't take him as my husband. Okay, I understand that I can't take him as my husband because he's prevented from breeding. God, I have to use these terms. Right? But, okay, let's just say that wasn't. They were like, well, actually, because if you have kids with him, they're all going to be white, so it's totally fine. He's not making any more purple, so I guess it's okay. Right? You're just using him as a sperm donor, so fine. But then she's like, but he wants to stay in Yomi. And so? Your daddy got on a boat, came over, fucked your mom, had a grand old time, and then went home and was never seen or heard from again. So, like, all the women of the white, their husbands, had other wives, and they didn't even know that they had a white wife. Except for Fuso, right? And maybe Doma. But, like, okay. Let's just keep going with my theory that, like, part of me wants to be right just so I can be like, aha, I was right! You know, about a weird theory that, like, whatever, and then part of me doesn't want it to be real, because, like, oh my god, I've been oogling Doma this whole time, and he's our dad. Like, her dad, not my dad. But I have to then disconnect myself from being in the game, like, oh, I'm like, ah! I mean, I kind of half connect, you know what I mean? We're always Spacey, and then I was like, oh, he's talking to me, and then sometimes I'm like, she, blah, blah, blah. So I'm, like, always in a half state of, like, self-inserted, but also not enjoying somebody else's life, and you know what I mean? So, this will be I'm stepping foot out of your life, and it's you, he's your dad, I can still oogle him, it's fine, okay? It's making me feel better. But, like, let's just say he is her dad, right? So, like, Doma got on a boat, had a good old motherfucking time with your mama, and then left, and probably doesn't even remember. So, like, that's just the way the women of the white operated, right? They didn't, like, come and visit you. I mean, maybe. Maybe they had multiple children, so, like, he got another flower someday, and it's like, oh, okay, gets on the boat, goes back, and then is like, oh my god, right, I remember, like, remembers everything, they're having a grand old, and then forgets everything again. Like, who knows how many times they use the forget-me-nows on frickin', like, these men, right? You don't know, but at any rate, it's no different. You could still, we have a little house on the surface and he lives down here because this is where he works, and then you just come and visit him, and like you could absolutely still be married to a man who just lives down here and chooses not to come up. But maybe he'll have the ability, like, I'll pop up for on the weekend and visit. You know what I mean? My dad worked in another state during the week for, like, when we were really, really little. It might have been before I was born. Like, my dad used to work on the opposite coast of Florida when we lived there. Like, so, like, sometimes people do live further away, you know what I mean? You don't know, like, shit like that happens. It'd be fine. Girl, it'll be fine. It's he's not allowed to have sex. Well, you say that, but is anybody actually gonna just stop us if we just go to town? Too late. They're not gonna kill me in the precious way, so, like, push the line, girl. Anyway. I'm responsible for the next generation of white blood. I knew that was what I needed to do, but the word sounded so empty to me now. It makes my future husband sound like someone of lesser importance. Kind of is, because his bloodline isn't going anywhere. Hi, Daddy. Might actually be our I love him so much. I care not for your personal comfort, but I must keep you from execution so the white bloodline can be preserved. Although, it's really hard with all the other things and excuses I've made for Doma. Like, well, he's just saying, and like, whatever. But that's a hard one to go. I'm not quite sure why you're saying that and what the deeper meaning is. Like, no, I absolutely, you know what I mean? Like, acting like, oh my god, I'm just stopping you from being executed because you're your bloodline. And he's just like, that's the cover for, I don't want to admit that I actually care about you and you're my child. You know, but I don't care about your comfort. Kind of hard to, like, you know, find an excuse for, like, well, he's just saying that because what he really means is, no, that sounds pretty straightforward. I don't know. Sometimes he says stuff and you're like, I know I'm just trying to be a jerk. Or maybe he just hates us because he remembers our mother if he's our dad. And he's just like, you just remind me of her. Or if he's not her dad, he might remember having a wife and a child on the island, like knowing, and then they're all dead and no. I had a wife on that fucking island. Because he could be like Fuso and be like, I know, and then I probably had a kid and they're all fucking dead and I'm pissed off and angry, and now I'm taking care of you and, like, kind of just resentful that you lived and not someone that's related to me. That could also be it, you know what I mean? I still feel like he's gonna be her dad just because that would be a twist that people wouldn't, like, really necessarily see common in the game and be like, BAM! It's her daddy! And you'd be like, what? Feel like that's more a slap in the face of a twist, so that's what I'm expecting. Anyway, no, I'm probably of lesser importance too. Lady Olympia. Suddenly I noticed Masuhana standing in front of me. I'm very sorry about earlier. Oh, no, it didn't bother. I suddenly stopped. I wondered for a moment whether I should tell her the truth or not. I heard about what happened from Yosuga. And that's all right. I expected Lord Yosuga to explain things to you. Masahana looked up at Yomi's sky, then gave a weak smile. It seems that such a practice has been going on for a long time. But the women back then didn't have the right to refuse. It was only after Lord Yosuga's intervention that things began to change. Oh my god, he's such a good boy. Everyone's like, I didn't have the right to refuse. This guy comes down, I'm gonna breed with you. Okay, I guess I have to. Fuck you. Really? I'm not exactly sure how he was able to command it, or what was involved. But at the very least, he's made it so that no one could be coerced against their will. Did you hear that man mention an agreement back then? We were given the right to refuse so long as we don't provide written consent. Birth agreement. A document implemented and enforced by Yosuga that must be signed by men from the surface and women from Yomi to indicate mutual consent to mate. The crime is often overlooked as it is to the upper class's benefit. Just hearing this is making my stomach churn. And yet, this is the truth of what happens on this island. Which is why all the women of Yomi are indebted to Lord Yosuga. And now Lord Yosuga is like, I have a harem now. I'm just kidding, he wouldn't be like that. I see. I am really so embarrassed. Don't say that. I held her shoulders firmly. That no-good scoundrel who tried to force you is the one who should be embarrassed. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Thank you. Masahana nodded, when suddenly... Masahana, you refused that man from the blue again, didn't you? Is this the old lady? Ah, yeah! I knew it was gonna be Grandma! Cause it's like... Masahana nodded when suddenly... I was like, it's gonna be Granny. Yeah, it is. It's Lady Katsuyama.
Masahana, you refused that man from the blue again, didn't you? Goddamn whippersnappers!
I don't know how old she is, but I'm assuming she's an old lady because she's Grandma, right? Lady Katsuyama! I held my breath as I turned toward the source of the dry voice. God, I wanted to have a Sprite. So this must be Grandma Styx. Her hair was so faded it was hard to tell what color it used to be. See? We all go white eventually. That sounds so bad. I meant like hair-wise, you know, anyway. Her black kimono made her appear even more severe and eerie than she already was.
Why must you be so stubborn? You're healthy, so just give him whatever children he wants.
I don't know what's happening with her grandma voice. It should just be grandma, my normal grandma voice, but like...
For every beautiful baby you produce, you and I will both be rewarded.
Oh! I see! Oh, what? No, Lady Katsuyama's not scary, blah, blah, blah. But that's why Asuwa was like, she says the men in Yomi are no good for nothings. Because she's getting paid. She is getting paid by the people on the surface to take care of their baby mamas down here and give them perfect children. So if Masuhana pops out a blue baby, Katsuyama's getting cut. She's getting a cut. Oh my god! She's in the baby trade industry! Fuck. She's suggesting it so that she can make money? But I cannot...
Unbelievable! Do you really think a woman of Yomi has the right to be so selfish? Working for that hellish kid must have rotted your common sense.
Unable to listen any further, I moved in front of Masahana to protect her. I must ask that you refrain from saying such things to her.
You mind your own business, you Tenyo Island runt.
Her merciless scorn robbed me of my voice. Listen, this bitch ended up down here. Why? Unless she's, like, mixed colors, you know what I mean? I was used to hearing people talk behind my back before, but this was the first time I ever experienced it said straight to my face.
I heard you're the last remaining white, aren't you? Stop wasting time roasting in this hellhole. Get to work finding a man and having babies.
God damn it, Grandma. Okay, look, I was all for Grandma when it was like, get off my lawn, you're all good for nothing. But she was actually just saying all the men in Yomi are good for nothings, and now she's being like a breeder bitch and like, you know what, we don't like you anymore, Granny. I don't like Grandma Styx. I appreciate her crotchetiness, though, but... Lady Katsuyama! Luckily for me, the things I heard from Doma growing up were worse than this by tenfold. Maybe Doma's my spirit animal. I don't know. The venom she excreted only fed my determination to go on. But see, then it's this. Maybe that's why Doma said those things to you. Not to beat you down, but so that you would fight back and actually have a backbone and a spot and be like tough and determined. Like, is it the right way to do things, Doma? Probably not. But did it achieve the desired goal of like, she's like, hey, we're gonna take your bullshit? Absolutely did, didn't it? So, could have gone the other way, Doma, though. She could have just been crying in a corner in a puddle, like, I'm worthless, whatever. You never know. Like, Doma, Jesus. I hope you were cautious about what you were doing. Like, could have gone horribly wrong. I can do so without being told. Lady Olympia, I understand my role, but I'll not have children until I choose a suitable husband.
I heard you white folks only bear white children. If that's the case, it makes no difference who gives them to you.
Yes, it does! I refused to back off. Her words made my blood boil in anger. It is true we're only able to bear children of the white, but the person we choose as our mate does make a difference. My parents chose each other for love. That's why I wanted to be Doma, because you're just imagining, like, Doma was in love with you. Doma really is Snape Daddy. Wow. And I will choose someone for love as well.
A stupid little girl's nonsense.
With that, she walked away, showing no interest in what I said. Oh, Lady Olympia? I'm fine, Masuhana. I'm sorry about that. No, but... She's scary, all right. But I won't let myself lose to her. Masuhana's eyes widened. Masuhana, can you tell me something? Do the women of Yomi marry when they're 18 too? No, it's not as strict as on the surface. Because our color traits are unsightly, we have no rules for marriage. A thought came to mind. Once married, the men of the surface probably couldn't force their wives to bear children. If so, targeting the unmarried women down here was actually more convenient for them.
Masuhana used to work here, but one day a drunken customer dragged her into his room.
Masuhana, I'll say it again. You have the right to refuse. Huh? If you don't want to sign that agreement, don't. There's no reason for you to comply with someone else's demands. It was definitely a problem that the people on the surface found it difficult to have children. But that was no reason for them to come down here and ravish the women of Yomi. Facts. Straight facts. That is no reason for anybody to ravage any woman just because whatever. Insert reason. Just... I know doing things differently and taking a stand can be scary. It took me 13 years to decide to go outside. That's a little extreme. Well, it was more that I was dragged out. Don't be afraid. Protect yourself first and foremost. Her eyes grew even wider. I like Yomi, which is why I want you and everyone down here to be happy. I couldn't believe what I just said. I had no power myself, yet I kept saying things that were beyond my control. We're like way over, but this part doesn't end. I don't know what to say. You have the right to say whatever you want. Masahana sobbed quietly. Her hair was the color of the ocean on a rainy day. I'm so glad you came to Yomi, Lady Olympia. It's as if a true ray of sunshine is shone through here. I almost told her that it was too much to say so, but her eyes on me were dead serious. I'm so glad I met you. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it. I'm glad too. I hope we can have a long-lasting friendship. She bowed to me, then slowly walked away. I wouldn't have known what was happening in Yomi if Akaza and Kuroba hadn't brought me here. Which was why I needed to think seriously about what I could do for Yomi. Yes, I'm an outsider here. But that doesn't mean I should just turn a blind eye to the things happening here. Good girl.
I've made it my mission to protect the people of Yomi.
Yosuga, I want to do something for Yomi too. The image of him in my mind made me feel braver and more timid at the same time. I'm in trouble. I don't think I can even look him in the eye tomorrow. I fixed the cap on top of my head, then hurriedly left Yomi with my cheeks prickling again. Next chapter? Perfect time to end this at the next chapter. We got through that whole chapter. So. Alright, here we go. The curse of love. The curse of love. And we're gonna stop here, and yeah, so. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.